Hey, what's up guys? This is Chris back again with another video. This time I wanted to talk about skate shoes. I really love skate shoes and skate shoe technology, so I wanted to kind of do a brief kind of video on sort of the differences in skate shoes, since I've been skating for a long time now and skate shoes have changed a ton in that time period. I mean, if you showed a modern skater without the internet what skate shoes looked like before, people might be kind of freaked out almost by the look of them. So yeah, I have an example here of a older skate shoe that looks like something that I would have skated when I started, and that is this here, the DC Josh Kalis 1. This is a pretty typical shoe around what I would have skated when I was starting. This is a really puffy, thick shoe. I mean, you can see how thick and puffy it is in there. I mean, this thing is almost a boot. It looks more like a basketball shoe or something, even puffier than that. So this is pretty typical of a shoe I would have skated when I started. So really thick, puffy shoe. Cup sole construction, which is this thicker sort of stitched on sole. It's got an airbag in the back. You can see that here. Lace protectors, you can see those. You can loop them either through the lace protector or through the holes on the side. Really, really puffy setup, puffy tongue, really thick, bulky shoe. It's also got, you can probably see there's, 3 different layers between the toe and the inside of the shoe. Different mesh paneling all over for breathability. It's got even a plastic insert here for the loop, or for the lace protector. So it's a pretty built out, bulky shoe. So not what most people would skate right now. These are kind of coming back into style though. I actually picked these up. They were a re-release by DC of their older model shoes. They did this, the Lynx. They just did the Stevie Williams. They're calling them the OG line, which kind of tells you how old they are and how long I've been skating. Yeah, this is pretty typical of what I would have worn. The benefits are, of course, they last a lot longer than a modern skate shoe because you have so many layers on the toe. They're more comfortable because you can put things like an airbag in here. You can make the sole a little bit thicker. You can actually fill the sole with foam or cushion or anything you need. It can actually give you a much more comfortable feel when you're skating. If you're jumping down stuff, if you're getting a lot of impacts, which is what skating is, this will actually help you. You can even see the tread pattern on the bottom here. They're able to mix it up. They have different types of tread, sort of different hardnesses of rubber, different sections, sort of points where it'll bend to move with your foot. This is all a benefit of cup sole construction. Not saying there aren't cup soles that are made now, but they are a little bit different, I think, than this. They're not as big and bulky. They're trying to make a cup sole that's like a more modern skate shoe, which is what I'm going to show you next. So this is a more modern skate shoe, and I know this is a very extreme example, so I'll own that, but this is the Lakai Riley Hawk 2 shoe, which I've been skating currently. You can see it's much different, much simpler. It's a vulcanized shoe. It uses this kind of rubber vulcanized bottom, which you recognize probably from a Vans or a Converse or that type of shoe. It's that type of sole. It's got similar it's got some flex tread pattern, but you can see it's fairly uniform across there. Padding is pretty minimal overall. You can see it's not a super padded shoe, and it's not as thick, not as bulky, no real layers. I know in this shoe they actually have a rubber underlayer as well to kind of protect if you're kick flipping or ollieing. It'll actually protect you from ripping through a little faster, but it's nowhere near the thickness of the DC shoe. You can even see the insole to make up for not having a thick cup sole and being able to put airbags and extra foam and all this. They give you a nice thick insole to help you cushion your impact, but it's nowhere near as protective as a cup sole would be. So it's another approach, but it's a little bit different. So what are the pros of using a vulcanized shoe? Well, I think the pros are board feel, which is kind of a nebulous term people throw out in skateboarding, but it is what it sounds like, which is that you can feel your board under your feet. You can imagine the shoe flexes really easily. The sole is fairly thin. You can feel where your feet are on the board more easily than you could through a thick cup sole bottom. So you have a little bit more control. People like that. You can feel where your board is going. You can feel when you're flicking it. Or the downside of it is that you can feel your board. So every time you land hard on it, every time you hit the ground, every time you primo on your board, you're gonna bend your foot. It's not as protective as a cup sole. It doesn't have that same level of structural integrity as a cup sole would. So it's a trade-off. Now, I grew up skating this type of shoe, but now I'm skating this type of shoe. So why? I actually, as I've gotten older, have stopped skating such high impact stuff. So I'm not skating big stairs, I'm not skating rails, I'm not doing any of those things anymore. I'm actually doing more mini ramps, small ledges, street stuff, really small street stuff. So I'm not even trying to do the same things I was before, which this makes a lot of sense for that because it breaks in really fast. It's really comfortable for that kind of stuff. You can feel your board, which is great for mini ramp skating, I think, personally. Or transition skating even. And again, low impact. I think it's the biggest thing. If I'm jumping downstairs, if I'm doing big rails, if I'm doing crazy stuff, I would probably go with the cup sole because this, when I was really into skating and jumping down stuff and doing rails, this was more comfortable for me and it protected my foot a lot better. So I would really go this route if I was skating a modern skate shoe. I'll do another video comparing these shoes side by side, talking about some more of the construction features, but I want to do a short video just talking about the differences sort of off the bat of skate shoes from when I started versus skate shoes now. Thanks guys, make sure to hit like and subscribe at the bottom, and I'm going to get more videos going here soon. Thanks.